Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
Welcome to the Self-Made Book Channel
And podcast.
I'm Bianca.
And I'm Byron.
So Byron, today we're going to talk about something that you always bring up regularly.
Go on.
In the last 12 years of our relationship or so. And it's a weird one. It's a business-related topic, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's your particular strange fondness for your time spent during phones for you.
Ha!
You seem particularly fond about it, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But mostly interesting because of a particular story,
Go on.
which I'm going to let you share.
I've got lots of stories.
That much is true. But the one that I'm thinking about is the one where your manager called you a name. But I'm going to let you explain the story and then explain why
Okay, yeah.
or
That's
what
good.
it taught you.
I mean, I could talk about this phones for you for forever. Anyway, what my manager called me, she called me a see you next Tuesday.
Oh, what now?
In fact, she said she didn't call me it. She asked me if I was one. That's even deeper, right? So she goes.
But she said the actual word, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
She goes. Alright. Let me draw some context and I'll tell the story, right?
Yeah.
So I was doing a deal, and the deal was a rubbish deal in a sense of it didn't make any money. It was a waste of time deal. But I was doing a deal for doing a deal's sake. Because sometimes when you're in the sales environment, sometimes you just got to do the deals, get your momentum going early in the morning, and you crack on. But the deal was not a good deal for anybody. So, but it was just a number on the board essentially, right? So I remember I was doing this deal, customer passed credit check, went to the bank to get the phone, and then she goes, "Oh, what deal are you doing it on? What tariff?" And blah blah blah. I told her, and she looked at me. And she goes, "Byron, are you a bleep?" What do you say to that?
So what did you say?
I can't even remember. I had a blackout. Because in theory, your normal reaction might be, to respond in a similar way or whatever it might be, right? But
In reality,
it was like, and she said to me, "Hurry up and do the deal." Basically, so
because you'd already started, you had to finish it almost.
yeah, because I'd started it, I had to finish it, and it was just a crap deal. And normally I wouldn't do a deal like that, right? And she knows I wouldn't do a deal. But you know what? At the time, I didn't really. It's not that I didn't understand, but it's only as time goes on I understood that it was essentially about time management. Yeah, and sometimes not all deals are good, are deals you should do, and some deals you should just walk away from.
Right.
So essentially, the deal that I was doing was not worth my time, and therefore, instead of me doing that deal, I should have just walked away. And I used to do that.
But that's the bit I don't understand, because in the context of being a customer or consumer going to a phone shop,
It didn't work like that.
how can someone just not give you the deal you've asked for?
It didn't work like that. So we were #1 store in the UK, and
This was good old Croydon, right?
yeah, Croydon. Shout out to anyone who remembers 278.
You still remember the shop
we
code?
We were notorious.
Oh my
We were
goodness.
notorious. We were ruthless.
That is special.
So okay. I think let me try and explain it like this. Yeah. Imagine there's 500 pounds in a pot. Yeah. And the cost of the handset must be deducted from this pot. So the more expensive the handset, the less money that the less amount that's going to be left in the pot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you as a customer always want the best phone, right?
Yes.
So by you taking the best phone, you're going to leave the money left in the pot is going to be less for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so you essentially would get a percentage of that pot, like that's your commission.
Essentially,
Okay.
in theory, right?
theory.
So the store has a gross profit, and,
Sure.
and it makes it off margins.
Right. Sure. Of course.
So your job, this is very loose term, right? But so your job essentially was to sell, the higher the tariff that you sell, and the lower the value of the handset, the better it was for you.
Yeah.
So you had to compromise, you had to compromise with, halfway sometimes with a customer. But if you're doing low tariff, high phone, it's not worth the deal.
Of course. Yeah.
Or if it was pay as you go.
But these are deals that exist. It's not like you got this deal out. This is a deal that they've come in because it's been
absolutely.
advertised.
We didn't like, but still, our job is not necessarily
to say you just get that's getting them in the store, and now it's for you to.
And our job is now to sell you
an alternative that's better.
Yeah.
For you.
Absolutely.
Right. Fair enough.
So that was my experience when my manager called me. I'll see you next Tuesday. And you know what? It was one of my best managers. I loved every manager I've had in all my environments have been amazing. I've had some amazing experiences in working part-time during my college and university days, right?
Right.
And I learned so much from so many people. Sorry, I'm driving for you. And essentially it was just an experience where she was just teaching me about effective use of my time.
Mm-hmm. And
not every deal you should do. And that is so true to today.
And that's what you took away from it?
Yeah, because not every deal, not every customer...
And sorry, how old were you at the time? Approximately? 19,
20.
So it's interesting that I wonder how, if that had happened nowadays, how a 19-year-old boy would have would have dealt with that. It's interesting that you just kind of took it and was like, okay.
Do you know what it was? She had her best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Which conversely had my best interest at heart.
Sure.
So if I was doing a crap deal for the store, it's a crap deal for me.
Yeah, sure.
So it was just business. And in theory, you say, oh, what would you do if your manager said this? You say, what? I'll do this, I'll pick up a chair.
You're not doing any of that, really.
Like, when I was just like...
So it was shock, because she'd never spoken to you like that before. She wasn't a regular, or actually, is she a regular, she regularly abused people?
Maybe, but not to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I performed. Okay. So I think
it was new for you as well?
It was new for me.
Okay, fine. So it probably hit home even more.
So I was like, I just went into the deal quickly.
And then moved on. So you didn't have to answer the question.
Yeah, but that was my experience, so.
And the moral of the story is?
As I said, not every customer you should do business with.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you can even take that further. Not everybody you should do business with. Mm-hmm. Friends, family, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you just got to walk away from the deal. And sometimes just doing a deal for doing a deal's sake is not the way forward. Because you end up regretting it, or it ends up not working out. And that's the type of customer who essentially will bring back the handset.
Bring it back on what?
The
whole deal.
And it's like when you go over and beyond for customers.
Yeah.
That's the customer that, they complain about the smallest little thing.
Not always.
Not always.
I understand. Yeah.
But often it does happen.
I feel like maybe I'm different, but when someone goes over and above for me, even if I didn't like it, I feel bad about bringing it back now because they went to so much effort.
Yeah. So it was great times, man. That place, high pressure sales. It was intense. It brought me to tears on one occasion. That's how deep it was.
Serious.
I couldn't believe it, and I lacked tear ducts.
I was gonna say, were they actual tears? Because
maybe it was just an emotional tear.
Look.
I was crying on the inside.
I walked down the aisle and some people were crying and it wasn't you.
I was crying on the inside.
Whatever.
Yeah, man, it was high pressure sales. But
do you think you've taken elements of that and you utilise it now, or is it just your first experience of sales?
It just taught me so much about people, customer profiling. It taught me about just the psychology of selling. It taught me so much, and you take little bits away, and I was working with the who's who, in my opinion. I was working with guys at number 1, 2, and 3 in the company, so I was learning from them.
Sure.
I was a little young buck, and these guys were just, they were still young-ish, but they were like elite salespeople. So I was learning from them. Shout out to Charles, Eugene, Waka, all those guys. I was learning from these guys. Just is that how? Okay, let me take that and add my little spin to it. So these guys were like highly effective salespeople. I learned a lot from them and implement some of those things into to my journey as it's been so far. But now I learn from the Brian Tracy's and so on, and continue that understanding of sales and marketing. But yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm pleased you got that off your chest, because I know it's something you like to. It's a story you like to share. So I'm happy that you've had the opportunity to share it more publicly now.
So if my manager's out there, you know, you don't realise how you affected my life.
Dear, and mine.
And my wife.
I've heard this story so many times. But anyway,
Awesome.
cool. Well, thanks for that, Byron.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So I don't need therapy now. I think I'm good.
Yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know. For all the managers out there, we're not suggesting that you should call any of your staff that to encourage the sort of response that Byron has had, because not everyone will have that response or take that lesson. It's a risk.
Awesome.
Alright, well, I've been Bianca.
And I'm Byron.
And Self-Made.
It's success.
Bye.